Unlock the savage truth, why your history books are lying to you, and how 343 weaponized prompts will rip off the mask. Imagine this, you're flipping through a history book, expecting to be transported back in time, but instead you're drowning in a sea of dull dates, sanitized timelines, and polite euphemisms that make the past sound like a fairy tale. Kings are visionary leaders, wars are strategic conflicts, and atrocities are glossed over with a quick, unfortunate events. It's also vanilla, boring, forgettable. And if you're using AI to generate content, it's even worse. Robotic summaries that read like a Wikipedia stub on steroids, full of hallucinations and fluff that no one wants to read, let alone buy. But what if history wasn't polite? What if it grabbed you by the throat, dragged you into the mud, blood, and filth of real life, and left you gasping for more? What if you could crank out blockbuster history books that sell like hotcakes, 291 copies a day, just like the top authors, without spending years in dusty archives or hiring ghostwriters? That's the raw power of 343 prompts for brutally honest history books. This isn't your grandma's prompt list. This is a nuclear arsenal of advanced weaponized prompt engineering designed to turn AI into a ruthless truth teller, crafting history books that expose the dark underbelly of the past with unapologetic grit. Let me paint the picture. History as we know it is a scam, a carefully curated myth machine that airbrushes the horrors, hides the scandals, and props up great men on pedestals of lies. Think about it, the Renaissance? Sure, art and innovation, but also plague-riddled streets swimming in sewage, where artists starved while popes partied in opulent vice. The American Revolution? Liberty and justice for all? Try indentured servants dying in droves, native land stolen in blood-soaked deals, and founding fathers who owned humans like property. Traditional history books tiptoe around this stuff, afraid to offend or bore, but readers crave the truth, the brutal, unfiltered HBO-worthy drama that makes history addictive. Enter 343 prompts for brutally honest history books, your automated publishing engine that replicates the structure of a New York Times bestseller from the ground up. With one copy-paste into your favorite AI, these super prompts transform the machine into a dual-threat powerhouse. A lead historical editor who dissects the past like a forensic pathologist, and an art director who visuals it with cinematic precision. No more generic write a story about Rome, drivel. These are engineered prompts that force the AI to refuse fluff, hallucinations, or sugarcoating. Instead, it delivers books that hook readers from page 1 and keep them turning until the end. Why does this matter? In a world flooded with AI-generated content, standing out means being brutally honest. Readers don't want textbooks, they want investigative journalism that reads like a thriller. And that's exactly what these prompts deliver. Your books will automatically read like a cynical investigative journalist. Forget the monotonous drone of academic lectures. These chapters unfold like a late-night chat with a battle-hardened reporter, one who's dug through the archives, uncovered the dirt, and isn't afraid to call out the BS. Picture vivid storytelling laced with sarcasm, irony, and hard-hitting facts that make history feel alive and relevant. Go straight for the jugular. No more wading through endless timelines or polite overviews. These prompts dive deep into the corruption, the grotesque hygiene horrors, think medieval cities reeking of excrement and disease, the suppressed scandals that toppled empires, and the brutal grind of daily life for the forgotten masses. It's history without the filter, raw, visceral, and impossible to ignore. Dismantle polite myths. We've all been fed romanticized legends, knights in shining armor, enlightened explorers, heroic conquerors. But these prompts strip it all away, revealing the grit, the bloodshed, and the staggering human cost. You'll expose how glorious battles were slaughterfests fueled by greed, how golden ages were built on slavery and exploitation, and how myths persist because they're profitable lies. Delivered with sharp wit and biting irony, your books will make readers question everything they thought they knew. Expose the great men. Traditional historians idolize figures like Alexander the Great or Napoleon, conveniently ignoring their embarrassing flops, personal vices, and the receipts buried in forgotten documents. These prompts force the AI to dig up the dirt, the failed campaigns, the petty jealousies, the atrocities swept under the rug. It's like pulling back the curtain on history's celebrities, showing them as flawed, often monstrous humans, not untouchable icons.